I'm Margaret Reed MacDonald, and this is a story called Little Rooster's Diamond Button. It appears also in one of the first books I wrote called 20 Tellable Tales. And it's the first story I ever learned to tell when I was a librarian for King County Library System in 1965, and I'm still telling it. It's one of my favorite stories. Somewhere, someplace, across the 7 seas, there's a little old lady and her little pet rooster. They were very poor, but they were very happy. One day the rooster went out to peck out something to eat. He pecked and he pecked and he pecked and he pecked, and he pecked out a diamond button. "Cock-a-doodle-doo," said the little rooster. "I like diamond buttons. I'll take it home to my good mistress because she likes diamond buttons too." And he started walking home, but just then along came the king. The king was a very large man. He wore a pair of big baggy trousers. His pants were so baggy he had to have 3 servants walk behind him and hold up his pants so he could walk. He came walking down the road, and the 3 servants came behind, holding up his baggy pants. And he saw the little rooster. That diamond button in his beak, he wanted that diamond button for himself. He called his 3 servants and said, "Catch that little rooster. Take his diamond button away from him and put it in the king's treasure chamber in the palace." The 3 servants caught the little rooster, took his diamond button away, and they put it in the king's treasure chamber in the palace. The little rooster was mad. He flew right to the king's palace. He perched on the windowsill, and he called out, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, you give me back my diamond button." Ooh, the king was mad. He said, "Catch that little rooster and throw him in a well full of water. I will get rid of him." They caught the little rooster and threw him in a well full of water, but he had a magic stomach. He called, "Come, my magic stomach, come, my empty stomach, come, my empty stomach, drink up all the water in the well." His stomach started to drink. He drank, he drank, he drank, he drank, he drank all the water in the well. He got very fat. He did not drown. He flew right back to the king's palace, and he perched on the windowsill, and he called out, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, give me back my diamond button." Oh, the king was angry. "Catch that rooster, throw him in the fire, let him burn." They caught him and threw him in the fire. He called, "Come, my full stomach, come, my full stomach, spit out all the water from the well." His stomach spit out the water, put out the fire. Couldn't hurt him at all. He flew right back to the king's palace. He perched on the windowsill, and he called out, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, give me back my diamond button." The king was furious. "Catch that rooster and throw him in a beehive. Let the bees sting him." They caught the rooster and threw him in the beehive. But he called, "Come, my empty stomach, come, my empty stomach, eat up all the bees in the beehive." His stomach ate all the bees, and they couldn't sting his magic stomach. He flew right back to the king's palace. He perched on the windowsill, and he called out, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, give me back my diamond button." The king was infuriated. "Catch that rooster and bring him to me. What will I do with him?" And the first servant said, "If I were you, chop his head off." Second servant said, "If I were you, hang him from a tree." Third servant said, "If I were you, I know what I'd do. I would sit on him and squash him." That was a great idea. He was a really heavy king. He said, "Catch that little rooster and drop him in the big bag on my baggy pants behind. I'm gonna sit on him and squash him." They caught the little rooster and dropped him in the big bag on the king's baggy pants behind, and he started to sit on him. But the little rooster called, "Come, my full stomach, come, from my full stomach spit out all the bees and sting that king. He was jumping around his throne room. He said, catch that little rooster and take him to my treasure chamber and let him have his old diamond button. I just don't want to see him ever again. They took the little rooster and they left him all alone in the king's treasure chamber. They said, take your diamond button and go on home. Little rooster looked around. He saw all the diamonds, all the gold and silver, all the emeralds and rubies in the king's treasure chamber. He said, this is the treasure the king has been stealing from the villagers all these years. Well then, come my empty stomach, come my empty stomach, come my empty stomach, eat up all the treasure in the king's treasure chamber. His stomach ate up all the diamonds, all the emeralds and rubies, all the gold and silver, and when he was very fat, he waddled home and gave it all to his good mistress. And they lived happily and richly ever after. And there's the picture of the little rooster eating up all the bees. Boo.